You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna say that, but I could never be a part of it. So
Well,
I'm gonna be the 2/3 that's gonna get
the
destroyed.
discussion is.
Hey, I'll say it. Hey, so at least, hey, that's cool, but at least you know your judgment.
How can we help make a difference?
But is it really though? Is it really?
No.
I want
this is the way he
I want
wants
to
to
get
live
one
his
thing
life.
on your ancestors, on your Asian ancestors. Let me get this real quick.
Go for it.
This is so you Sodom.
So you don't eat Chinese food either, right?
I don't. Hell no, they eat rats and they eat all type of abominable foods, man. That's terrible. You know, but I don't eat no foods according to Leviticus 11. So no pork, no shrimp, no crab, no lobster, none of that. All right. But this is Genesis 19 and 36. So this is after Sodom and Gomorrah. I don't know if y'all know the story of Sodom and Gomorrah. Right. So Abraham went to get Lot, and he left with his wife and his 2 daughters. His wife, he said, the angels told none of them to look back on the kingdom. His wife looked back, she turned into a pillar of salt. So it was just Lot and his 2 daughters around the area at this time. All right. So this is Genesis 19 and 36.
That's about Asians.
Right. This is about their beginning. It's 32. Come, let us make our father drink wine, and we will lie with him, that we may preserve seed of our father. So that it goes on to talk about his 2 daughters, who they both 2 nights in a row, they gave him wine, got him drunk, and they both had sex with him. All right. So it says, verse 36. Thus were both the daughters of Lot with child by their father, and the firstborn bare a son, and called his name Moab. The same is the father of the Moabites unto this day. And the second was called Ammon. So those are the progenitors of the so-called Asian race, and that's where incest came from. Because those girls thought that we had to preserve seed of our line, so they had sex with their dad. So that's where you get the Asian ancestry from.
Can I ask you a question? I drove by and I heard you guys talking about Revelation. I thought it was pretty cool. You ever read Josephus?
Parts.
He made an interesting point. The girls had sex basically with their father because they thought at the time the human race had been wiped out.
Right.
So they thought in their brains they were having sex to preserve the human race. It wasn't. Sometimes people look at that and think, oh, it's just a local thing, and for whatever reason, they were actually trying to preserve the human race.
This is to preserve seed.
Okay, yeah. They thought the whole human race had been wiped out. So it wasn't as if they were just having sex with them for local reasons. There was a real reason behind it.
That's what I said. They said no. They thought no other people were around.
The whole world. They thought the whole world had been destroyed.
So they thought that's what they had to do in order to make it
it
keep going. This is the church.
Which one?
This is the church right here. All right, because the Lord says He dwelleth not in temples made with hands. All right, so this is the church of the Heavenly Father. This is Proverbs 1 and 20. Wisdom crieth without. She uttereth her voice in the streets. She crieth in the chief place of concourse in the openings of the gates. So this is the church of the Lord, man, because everybody from every walk of life, every nationality, every religion can walk by and hear the true words of the Lord. Well, I don't know. They don't necessarily believe what I'm saying, but nonetheless, they're Israelites. He might not be. He might be a Moabite.
This weekend in Boston. Today's my first day in West Palm Beach.
I'm actually gonna move to Boston.
Oh yeah? I'm tired of doing winter. What part of Boston you going?
Where's Ben?
I moved here from Boston this weekend. Today's my first day in West Palm Beach. That's why I'm laughing. He's going to Boston.
Yeah, we just missed the band.
We're switching places.
Yeah, we're looking for a church.
What was that?
Are you looking for a church or?
Oh no, I have my church.
He's just driving by. Yeah.
I heard you guys talking about Revelation. I'm just kind of curious.
It's too slow then.
Hey, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
What do you think should happen for this history here?
The wickedness of the white man?
Yeah, this slavery. What do you think should happen because of that?
I think it depends on the individual. I detest slavery. I think people who've done slavery should answer, but why should I answer? Why should white men today answer for something that other people did 200 years ago?
Okay, so like I just brought out to these brothers, in 2 Peter 3 and 8, you have to understand that the Lord's time is not the same as people's time.
Sure.
So it says 1,000 years is one day, and one day is 1,000 years. So just because you thought this is a couple hundred years ago, it was a few hours ago for the Lord. So it's not over for Him. All right. But this is Isaiah 14 and 21.
You got a lot of guts. I'm commending you for that. I don't agree with a lot of things you say, but I enjoy listening to people.
And see, that's the way it is. This is Proverbs 28 and 1. It says, the wicked flee when no man pursueth, but the righteous are bold as a lion. So that's why I'm going to stand here. I'm going to defend the gospel day and night. This is Isaiah 14 and 21. Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers. All right, so he says, prepare a slaughter for their children for the iniquity that they did to our people.
Let me ask you a question then. When,
Go ahead.
no, when the Israelites left Egypt, all right, a lot of the Egyptians were hurting the Israelites.
Right.
But then the Israelites left. God said to the Egyptians, go ahead and join my people. Now, why would God allow the Israelites to join his people?
So there was, go ahead,
And, you know, do you know what I'm saying? Why should the Israelites and the Egyptians join forces when the fact of the matter is you're saying he was punishing?
so
Hey, good luck with it. I'm good luck in Boston. What part of Boston? You don't know what part of Boston?
I can't think it up. I can't think of it.
You thinking of a city in Boston?
Yeah.
Rosendale, there's a bunch of cities. Cambridge, is it in Boston or on the outskirts?
No, it's in Boston.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will tell you this about Boston right now, the economy's good. But the rent is ridiculous. The rent, you're gonna have to have like 5 people in one apartment. The rent for a typical 2-bedroom, you're looking at 3 or 4 grand.
For that, and I just came back from LA. I would say for that price. I would check out LA.
Yeah, but I mean, at the same time, there's a million jobs out there in the $11 to
Saturated.
$13 range. The minimum wage is 11. You can get jobs everywhere for 12, 13 bucks an hour. If you don't mind working 50, 60 hours a week, sharing an apartment with a couple other guys, it's not that bad. But I am letting you know the rent is expensive.
That's pricey.
Yeah, what you'd have to do is if you go like 10, 15 miles outside of Boston, it's not as bad.
Reading.
Reading, okay, yeah, Reading's not too bad. Reading is on the it's right off the train line. 2-bedroom in Reading, you're probably looking at about $1,500 to $1,800 a month. Sure. So if you have 2 guys, you're looking at $700, $800 a month apiece. You have 3 guys, you're looking at $600, $700 a piece. So Reading's not that bad, and Reading's kind of a good town. You're looking at about a 20-minute ride outside of Boston. So it's cool. You know, I wouldn't go downtown right now. Right now they're building
I'm sorry.
literally hundreds of condominiums
Yes,
in
we're still
Boston,
going in
800
Naples.
to
I
a
love
million.
it. Bye.
You know, and it's ridiculous. I don't know how people can afford it down there. I'm just doing here because I was married 25 years. I got a divorce, and I just kind of like I'm tired of the winters, and my job transferred me down here.
You're gonna love Palm Beach.
Yeah. I mean, I'll do it for a year or 2, give it a shot, see how it goes. My job transferred me, so I'm okay work-wise, but I kind of find the rents are going a little bit higher here. They're going up and up and up. I'll be right with that. I want to talk to you. You're an interesting guy.
You moved into Palm Beach, so I've kind of on and off worked out here for like the last 7 or so years. You're moving in right when they're about to build this up.